Greetings and welcome to Mentor Mike's Market Movie for Wednesday, February 26, 2014. Today we're going to look at the results and a replay of the Trading Room Open House from today. This is a screen capture of what happened there today. The lines show the area between 7 a.m. and 11 a.m. Pacific time when the room was open. As you can see, I took some trades before and some trades after. And I had something reinforced today, which is that when I trade strictly for my own account, I have no trouble fully embracing the old adage, fortune favors the brave, and I'm very aggressive with my entries. But whenever I perceive that my words or actions could potentially impact someone else's account, I suddenly become very careful and conservative and cautious, and that does not serve me well. And so, with a couple of exceptions, the mistakes that were made here were entirely mine and were the result of an overabundance of caution. So I'm going to try to display for you in the replay today the strategy that should have been employed. Now, when the room ended at 11 a.m., I was about 3,500 in the hole, and this trade was underway. And as you can see at the end, when I got stopped out of my last trade at around 12:30, I had managed to earn back about $1,000. So my technique works just fine. I have to work on my ability to apply it when I have an audience. So let's get to the replay. I've got the market stopped at 4:30, which is when I took my first trade. You can see we've got a bearish red, white, and blue alignment. Our stochastics on both sides are heading lower, and I've got a little bullish hook of volume going on here. So we're going to get short right out of the box. And away we go. Okay, now we've got what appears to be a red, white, and blue alignment, or moving towards it, and stochastics breaking above its 50% level. We got a bullish hook over here, but it looked to me like this was some kind of corrective bounce, given everything else looking as bearish as it was. So I didn't take this, and it was a good thing because, as you'll see, it didn't go anywhere. Okay, we'll flip the parabolic, and because it looked very bearish, we were under a down-sloping trend definer, etc. I got short again. Now you can see the blue going below the white, but for some reason it just never reached that target. Now, I can honestly say that I would have done exactly the same thing. This certainly looked like a good short trade. It just didn't go anywhere. So that led me to believe that perhaps the market was going to change direction. And there's some other evidence to that effect. Notice that this low right here, the one that didn't go anywhere, is a little bit higher than this low over here. So it kind of looks like we have a Ken Roberts 1, 2, 3 bottom. Here's point 1, point 2, and then point 3 is another low, but a higher low than this one. Doesn't take out that low. And then we're turning to the upside. In addition, notice that from this low down to this low is clearly a drop, but the MACD histogram is showing divergence. Lower low, higher low. So I'm thinking, okay, we're going to break above the trend definer and keep on going. Now, it's possible that, well, I'm going to close this trade, because I would have been stopped out there, and I will go long. And if I hit this target, it's going to be a fluke because I didn't hit it in real life. It touched the target but didn't fill it. But what sometimes happens in the replay is those will get filled. So if we get filled, I'll have to mark that so we know that that wasn't a legit move. But let's see what happens. Well, it didn't. Okay, so now I've got a back-to-back losing situation. And we're about 450 in the hole. So it's time to get short now, figuring that I got faked out and the market really does want to go south. It just didn't want to go that first time. So this, by the way, should be a losing arrow. Okay. Okay, we're getting close to the open now. And this thing shot up. And so now I'm trying to decide, well, is this a legitimate signal or not? And everything looks pretty bearish, so I'm thinking that maybe this is just the early morning squirreliness that you get at the open of the day session. And notice that we flipped the red parabolic again, and we are down to the low level that we were before. So I concluded that the market really did want to go lower. So I got short again. Now I'm going to move the stop manually because we didn't get the extra tick. Okay, our blue never went above the white, and everything has turned around to become bearish again, so I get short. Now, I didn't quite hit the third target on that trade in real life, so that was a slightly better outcome than what happened in real life. It got down to where it was within one tick. Now here's the other thing. People ask me about these targets. You'll notice that that was the third target, and the market didn't go very much further. So the fact that the target is set using Fibonacci numbers actually fits it to the actual movement of the price more often than not. Okay, the parabolic flips, and then the market starts to come back around. Now, at this point, we have a red, white, and blue alignment. We have a bullish cross on this stochastic, rising volume, bullishness on this stochastic, falling volume, but that's okay because we've got it over here. And I hesitated because of the downward slope of the white MA. And so let's defer to that, but not go as crazy as I did in the room today. I'm going to advance this a little bit further. Notice it stabbed down, but it came back. And because of my long stop, I would have survived that if I'd gotten in right away. Now, at this point, the blue MA has dipped down and has come back up, likewise with the stochastic. And this one has now crossed its white MA. Now, if I had not been overwhelmed with too much caution, I would have gotten long at this point at the latest. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and we'll see what happens. Now, if for any reason I had hesitated still up to this point, I've got my white MA curving up at this point as well. But I still waited, unfortunately, in the room today. Okay, so instead of the one target that I got in the room, I should have really gotten all three. Okay, we've got a bearish hook over here, and we've got a almost across the 50% level here, barely rising volume. Um, However, we're just that far away from the trend definer, which has a tendency to act as support. So I'm thinking that this is there's probably not enough room here. But let's be aggressive and take it and see what would have happened. There actually was enough room if I'd been aggressive. Okay, we've got a cross on the stochastic. It hasn't reached the 50% level, but we don't have any real bullishness on the left-hand side, so let's keep it going. And there's our red, white, and blue. And we've got a little bit of a hook over here now, so we get long. Now that was a trade that I just plain old didn't take. I did take this one, however. I don't remember having to move this one manually, but we'll do it just in case. There we go. Okay. And there's another one. Now, we've almost got a cross here, and we've got a little bit of a hook here. Don't quite have the red, white, and blue. Now, I'm thinking this is 1, 2, 3. But I decide, let's wait until we take out the number 2 point. So I ended up getting short down here somewhere, and that was, I basically sold the absolute bottom, and it went up from there. So I think what I should have done is to say, look, we're basically above the trend definer, and that suggests that we are going to go long. But this didn't take off the way I expected, so I'm not really sure what's going on here. Let's wait and see. So, all right. Now, at this point, we've got stochastic cross, stochastic cross. I know that the very next tick is going to bring that blue below the white In fact, we can even run it out just a tad bit more. There, it's touching. So now we short it. Now this is about where I ended up selling, thinking that we'd taken out the number 2 point, but as you'll see, that's pretty much the end of the trail. Now, at this point, I'm hoping that this thing's going to turn and sell off, but it doesn't. So, let's close this trade and get long. Okay. Now, all right, this thing turned around and went up again. Our Stochs bounced off the 50% level. So, let's give it another shot. Okay, we've got red, white, and blue here. Don't quite have the full signal on our stochastic. Now we do. And we definitely got a good bearish hook over here. So let's get short. Okay, we should be stopped out at that point, so I'm just going to close that one. But we've got a curving trend definer, and our stochastics are both below here. But let's see if they give signals. And they do. This one does. And volume is rising. We don't quite have the red, white, and blue. Blue needs to be above the white. So there it is. Red, white, and blue. And by waiting for that, look what we got over here. Bullish hook on the stochastic. And we're clearly above 50% now. So we'll get long. Okay, now this is at 10:55. So this is the trade that was in place when the room closed today. But that's a short trade. I had the good sense to take this one aggressively. So, 3 targets. Okay, we took a little corrective bounce above the blue, came back and pushed the Donchian channel down more. That's a good sign that this thing wants to keep on going. Both stochastics are starting to look bullish. Okay. Okay. Red, white, and blue above 50%. Bullish hook, rising volume on the higher time frame. Aggressive? Yes. All right. We've got a bearish signal now. But we're still in this trade. Is this going to sell off from here? I'm thinking not, because this corrective bounce went all the way to the trend definer. This one probably will too. So this is probably an A, B, C. So let's see if we can get it to come back up. And it is 12:47. I would not start another trade at that hour. Same two losers I had this morning, but no losers for the rest of the day. $3,850 was what the potential was. So this is with conservative entries, minus 25.51, and this is with aggressive entries, plus 38.50. I think the lesson for me is clear. So students, you can expect a different mentor next Tuesday when we do this again. And for those of you who are following us from the outside, I will be letting you know how things go next Tuesday and next Thursday and every Tuesday and Thursday thereafter. So, thank you for your kind attention.